The Unshakable Mind. Miyamoto Musashi's Guide to Inner Strength. The samurai within inner strength isn't a personality trait. It's not something you're born with or something others can give you. It's forged. It's trained. Not physical dominance. Not bravado, but mental clarity. Psychological calm. The unshakable mind that allows you to walk through any challenge, confrontation, or crisis and never flinch. And according to Miyamoto Musashi, the undefeated swordsman who faced over 60 deadly duels, it's the difference between life and death, not just on the battlefield, but in life itself. If you fear losing someone or something, you may hesitate in moments that require decisiveness. He wasn't born with status or protection. Every skill, every insight, every piece of his philosophy was carved out through struggle. That's the power of philosophy applied, not just in thought, but in action. And he never ran from it. In fact, he embraced it. Pain wasn't something to avoid, it was something to use. Build rituals that make you stronger every day. Sit in silence. Confront your fears. In choosing the hard path when the easy one tempts you, in showing up when no one's watching, and staying calm when the world loses its mind. Fast. Train. Reflect. Track your thoughts like you track your workouts. A pause before a storm. He felt everything, but he acted from clarity. He wasn't emotionless because he lacked feeling. He was emotionless because he had trained his emotions. Not the loudest. Not the angriest. The calmest. Because calm means clarity. It means precision. It means no wasted motion, no emotional noise. Musashi would often let his opponents exhaust themselves physically and emotionally before he even began. He conserved energy. He moved only when it mattered. And when he struck, it was decisive. That's why he could walk alone. That's why he didn't need applause. That's why he could face death without blinking. What do you believe in when no one's watching? What values do you protect, even when it costs you? What mission drives you when motivation fades? There's a massive difference. Most people let their feelings dictate their actions. Attacks don't shake you. Losses don't define you. And wins don't distract you. You move with purpose, not reaction. You bend, but you don't break. You feel, but you're not controlled. You engage, but you're never consumed. If they're angry, they lash out. They're scared, they hide. And to walk through the world like a warrior, not in armor, but in awareness. If they're excited, they overpromise. Musashi flipped the order. Action first. Emotion follows. That's control. His sword was sharp, yes, but his mind was sharper. And that's what made him legendary. Everyone else is panicking. You breathe. They react. You observe. They speak. You listen. That moment of pause, that breath of clarity is your edge. But center is proactive. It's about knowing who you are, what you stand for, and where your power comes from. And when the world tries to shake you, smile in, stay still. It's just like a blade must be hammered, quenched, and polished, so must the mind. You feel the fear, but you don't let it paralyze. You feel the pressure, but you don't let it shake your hand. This level of control doesn't make you less human, it makes you powerful. Musashi's detachment wasn't apathy, it was discipline. He understood that real freedom comes not from having more, but needing less. Pain was his teacher. Discomfort was his gym. Suffering wasn't the end, it was the forge. If you want inner strength, stop trying to escape pain. Learn from it. Ask, what is this moment trying to teach me? What weakness is it exposing? What edge is it sharpening? Detachment is strength. It means walking away when others are trapped. It means choosing clarity over comfort. And it means never being emotionally hijacked when it matters most, not just with the sword, but with the mind. He meditated. He wrote. He observed himself like an enemy. Every emotion was examined. Every reaction questioned. This is how he became unshakable, not through suppression, but through mastery. Most people today live in a swirl of anxiety, stress, and overreaction. One bad email ruins their day. One piece of criticism spirals into self-doubt. Musashi reminds us, control your mind or it will control you. For Musashi, the enemy was never just the man in front of him. It was the fear, doubt, hesitation, and emotional chaos within. Winning a fight started long before swords clashed. It started in the mind. This is the story of Musashi's philosophy of inner strength. Musashi in the mental battlefield. Musashi didn't survive over 60 life or death encounters by accident. He didn't win with superior weapons or by overpowering his enemies physically. He won because he mastered the mental game. Long before modern psychology ever gave it a name, Musashi understood that the most important battlefield was invisible, the one between your ears. One of them was simple and devastating. Do not let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust or love. Another, do not seek pleasure for its own sake. At first glance, this sounds extreme, even cold. But look deeper. Musashi wasn't against joy or connection. He was against being ruled by desire. Why? Because anything you become attached to becomes a weakness. Anything you can't let go of becomes a lever that can be used against you. He wrote that you must become indifferent to life and death. Not because life doesn't matter, but because fear of death clouds judgment. Attachment clouds clarity. Emotions, when uncontrolled, gets you killed. He trained to remove emotion from combat. Not by becoming cold, but by becoming clear. That clarity allowed him to act with complete precision under pressure. The discipline of detachment in his final writings, Musashi laid out 21 rules for living. If you need validation, you can be manipulated. If you crave comfort, you will avoid risk. Turning pain into power, Musashi was orphaned young. He lived much of his life alone, wandering from duel to duel, constantly risking death. Modern society teaches us to fear pain, to avoid discomfort, to numb it, but Musashi flipped that script. Every time Musashi bled, he became more deadly. Every loss became a lesson. Training the mind to endure, Musashi didn't believe in quick fixes. He believed in relentless daily practice. You want mental toughness? Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for things to get easier. Mental endurance isn't built in crisis. It's built in discipline. Emotionless, not heartless. Let's be clear. Musashi wasn't a machine. Being emotionless isn't about being dead inside. It's about refusing to be a puppet. You feel the anger, but you don't let it drive. Musashi's calm wasn't empty, it was focused. It was the stillness of a sniper's breath, the calm before the strike in battle. The calmest warrior wins. You can apply this in any high-pressure situation, in business negotiations, in arguments, in crisis. Musashi trained himself to be calm in chaos. It's not because the chaos disappeared, but because he refused to carry it inside him. Living from the center, at the heart of Musashi's philosophy, is the concept of center, not balance center. Balance is reactive. It's about managing extremes. Musashi didn't chase approval. He didn't explain himself. He didn't follow trends. He lived from his center. To live from the center, you must define your principles. When you live from your center, the world can swirl, but you stay grounded. Becoming the immovable mind, Musashi called it Fudushin, the immovable mind. It's not about being rigid. It's about being unshakable. This is the ultimate goal of inner strength. To be the calm in the storm. To act from clarity, not chaos. To live with depth, not distraction. Musashi's life wasn't about winning duels. It was about mastering the self. So train your mind like a blade. Confront your demons like opponents. Live from your center, not your impulses. Because real strength doesn't yell. It doesn't panic. It doesn't need attention. It just endures.